Does digital marketing work for small businesses and will it work for your business? That is the question that you're asking. That's how you found this piece of content online amidst all the other pieces of content that are competing for it. If you're a small business owner, you're probably wondering, does digital marketing work for small businesses? So, digital marketing and marketing, what's the relationship there? And I'm going to talk about digital marketing strategy, digital marketing plan, what that actually means to get started before we dive into whether you should be using social media and how to prioritize that as part of your digital marketing strategy. So years ago, we used to come up with a marketing plan, and then digital marketing was a part of that. We were trying to take share from traditional marketing, from more print-based media, leaflet dropping, and so on. But now these days, you tend to create a digital marketing strategy for a client, and traditional marketing as a maybe a smaller part of that now. So it's very much you only need a digital marketing strategy, a digital marketing plan in order to implement that strategy these days. You don't tend to have a separate marketing strategy and a separate digital marketing strategy. You have a digital marketing strategy which includes um, traditional, basically. So I hope that clears that one up. So if you're a business owner, you might have been wondering how you just get started. Maybe you just started up. Maybe you've got a business where you're not where you're looking at growth, but you're a bit frustrated on how to get more business in. This article should certainly help you. This article is and this content piece and this spoken piece is aimed at you. After all, the internet, there's a plethora of um, social media, email marketing, mobile marketing, messages flying about, or a plethora, all of which are important to any successful digital strategy, any digital marketing plan. But what is the best way to implement these strategies? What are the key components of a digital marketing plan, and how is it relevant to you? How can it help your bottom line? How can it help you to realize your dreams of having a successful business, or if you've already got a successful business, to get more market share, to grow even more? How can you maximize your ROI, your return on investment, in each of these social platforms? And how do you even get started with all this stuff? Maybe you've got a Facebook page, but you've stopped posting 2 years ago. Maybe your business has been running 10 years and using lots of traditional methods, but you wanted to use online more. I don't know your situation, but this article, this spoken piece, this content should help. So social media is a mandatory component of any digital marketing strategy. Let's just look at this phrase. Social media is important to a digital marketing strategy because it's where your prospects and customers likely hang out or reside. Um, it's certainly a fact that um, many of your audience will be online somewhere, whether they're in online forums, searching Google, on Facebook, and a lot of people use Facebook in the downtime to relax, to browse about, to interact. And if your advert pops up, um, a Facebook ad pops up, then you're very likely to grab somebody's attention if it's relevant to them. So if you want to reach a wider audience, social media is a must-have element of your digital marketing strategy for your small business, because it's where your audience or a percentage of your audience are likely to be. So if you want more customers, then that's where your prospects already are. They're already there. So if you want to speak to them, that's they are on social media channels. Many businesses are successful on Facebook and Twitter and other social networks. There are some social networks are more effective than others for depending on your type of business and depending on your products and services, depending on your target audience. So not all social networks are built equally, and we have got some. We can do a competitor analysis um, on other businesses of your type who might have a bigger market share on these social channels, and we can pretty much tell what they're doing, what percentage of the time they're spending on each, how they're splitting the time and resource between these channels, if they've got paid advertising or it's more organic. To maximize your return on investment, you should choose networks where your target audience is active. You've got to consider your business goals, your visions, your values, and align um, those aspects of your business and decide which social networks are most relevant, where you're going to get the best bang for your buck, the greatest ROI, return on investment. For example, your goal might be to build relationships with clients, better relationships, so that you may want to decrease customer churn where customers go to competitors, and you may want to increase customer loyalty as a result of that. So that might be one of your goals. Another goal might be to increase conversion, so you may be getting lots of traffic to varying aspects of your online presence, such as your website, but maybe you're not converting as well. Something about your website, there's maybe some gap, which is causing people to click away and go to a competitor. So there's different goals, and you can have multiple goals. You may want all of those things, but we've got to prioritize which things to do first, what are your priorities. Regardless of what you're trying to accomplish with social media in particular, it's important to track engagement metrics, draw a baseline, have KPIs, so key performance indicators, and determine how much you're spending on each platform. And that may be time that you're spending with a social media management company. So if you're outsourcing these tasks, or your own time or your team's time, so time, money, and the number of people who follow brands on social media is growing. It's growing rapidly. It's still growing, and it's embedded in our culture now. Depending on where you are in the world, it's certainly a global phenomenon where people are on social media. People like you and I, and we buy products and services as a result of adverts. That means that your marketing strategy must keep up, be adaptable, be flexible to these growing trends. If you don't keep up, then you may find that your customers become no longer interested in what you're offering, and so yeah, you've got to continue to engage, innovate, and keep your online presence fresh. By using social media, you can easily increase engagement and get more qualified leads. So these are leads which you can convert into customers. So I don't know if you've looked at who your ideal customer is or your ideal customers, but it's very important if you haven't done that type of exercise. Coming up with customer personas, our avatars is really important. Ultimately, this is what drives business growth. If you want to grow your profit, grow your revenue, in short, social media is a must-have component for any digital marketing strategy for small business. It can be cost-effective. You can get a great return on investment as long as you take action and you implement a plan. Once you understand your target audience, your next step is to figure out how to reach them, and a lot of your target audience will be on social media: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, example. So the next thing is email marketing. And so we talked about digital marketing, and we've covered social media, and now we're moving on to email marketing. So email marketing is a cornerstone of digital marketing. It is very powerful. It's not just about blindly sending emails off to a big list. It's about segmenting your audience, tagging your audience with different interests depending on how they interact with the content that you're emailing out. And you can really laser focus email marketing. It can also be used to decrease shopping cart abandonment for e-commerce businesses. Really, really important. You can set up systems and processes for email marketing. So email marketing automation to automatically do a lot of these things for you. So for example, when a customer, when you've finished your first job, if you're a service provider, you've shipped your first set of products to a new customer, you can automatically trigger an email to ask for a Google review, ask for a Facebook review. That's really important. And email marketing is relatively easy to implement, really. There are many benefits of email marketing for small businesses. The ability to personalize content is really important. So using like placeholder tags for first name, for example, so IF name would replace the first name. So it's very much more personalized. But you can also personalize within emails using tags and segmentation as well. So it's kind of a bit old-fashioned to send the same email to all your list. So you've got to segment and tag, and even within those segmentations, you can send a different email where each paragraph is different, which is quite an advanced technique actually in email marketing. So if you haven't even heard of that, then get in touch with Internet Marketing Platinum, and we can guide you through the process. Whilst a one-size-fits-all approach isn't effective, and it's certainly probably going to burn through your list, you can customize your email campaign to highlight unique customer characteristics and reward loyal customers as well. So using the Pareto 80-20 rule. So it's highly likely that 20% of your customers account for 80% of your revenue. And also you can look at other issues with your customer base as well. So for example, it's likely that 20% of your customers you spend 80% of your time on. Maybe 20% of your customers cause you 80% of the hassle. So if you're looking at second customers who aren't profitable or expecting everything for very little or nothing, then you can start to sack customers by looking at trends and key performance indicators, and if your customer base at the moment are your ideal customers, so you can profile in that way. I'll give you some examples like you can offer discounts to customers on birthdays or during holiday periods, or if you look at times where business becomes a little slower, then you can bump that up with discount codes and things like that, depending on your business type. Small businesses can use email to really reach the audience and spread the word about new products and services, as well as promote special offers and sales. So think about Black Friday, Christmas offers, Boxing Day, summer offers, spring, autumn, all kinds of different offers and seasonal offers that you can do these days, and it's just easier than ever really in terms of email marketing. Pick an email marketing providers: MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit. There's all kinds of different ones. Zoho campaigns, Aweber or Aweber, and yeah, lots of different email marketing solutions out there. And the key is to have a lead magnet on your website, or a collection of lead magnets to speak to different aspects of your target audience, and to get those prospects into a funnel and really educate them. And then when they're ready to buy, you've got them in the funnel, and you need them to work down the funnel and become a customer. One of the benefits of email marketing for small businesses is that it's easier to track how well it's working, much easier than more traditional methods. It's all digital, so you can track the effectiveness of campaigns, looking at soft bounces, hard bounces, looking at interactions, looking at how many people have clicked a link in a given email, and just really see how your audience are responding to the messages that you're sending out. You can alter subjects, you can A/B split test, multivariate test with email marketing. It's a two-way process as well. You can learn about your prospects from how they interact with your emails, and you can just basically see which email messages are more effective than others, and it's an iterative process. When done correctly, email marketing could turn quite a small audience into a growing community of loyal customers. So whichever email marketing solution that you're looking at, and it's not that important which one you pick, to be honest with you. I mean, there's higher delivery rates on some. They all have different, um, you know, features and benefits. These email marketing providers. At Internet Marketing Platinum, we are business partners with a few of them. So, but we have no bias. Whichever you're using, they're all, they all have the pros and cons. I think customer services is a particularly important feature. So, of an email marketing provider, in case you do run into any trouble or want some advice, we can certainly help you to set up email marketing for your business. And it's just a matter of getting started. You can, I would say, in terms of designing emails, text-based emails are certainly more effective these days than the graphical HTML style emails. So I'd certainly recommend most of the time going with text-based. It's more like receiving a traditional email, really, rather than the graphical ones, which tend to feel a bit more promotional, and they can be less engaging. So that's certainly been a trend over the last few years. So yeah, it's when you get a new customer, you can put them into automations depending on where they are in the life cycle of the customer. So a welcome email. If they're not a customer yet, then welcome them to a list. Put them into maybe a 7-day drip to educate them about you and your business and your team. So that's email marketing. Moving on to Google My Business GMB listings. To ensure that your listings get the best exposure, you should choose to verify your business through Google. A couple of ways of doing that. So you basically need a Gmail account. You go and you start to build your business profile, and Google will want to verify you. So depending on a number of criteria, it's either a postcard from Google containing a PIN, which takes a few days, or you can even receive an email or a text message or phone call. So several ways to verify the listing, and it usually involves that verification message. And so once you've had your Google My Business listing verified, then you can start to build out your profile even more. Photos are really effective. They engage visitors and increase the likelihood of them making a purchase from you and starting to trust you. So if you've got business premises, simply showing your business premises, showing your team, showing your products, services. And then video content is really, really important. So videos can be just a few seconds, 30 seconds. The upper limit at the time of creating this content is 100 meg. A well-produced video can showcase your business in action, show behind the scenes, really show the people behind the business, which people really like. They like the behind the scenes, the fly on the wall, the day in the life. They can highlight staff members. If you're renovating your premises, your offices, if you're in the food industry, just showing the process of making, if you're a cake maker, just show that process, for example. So yeah, Google My Business, really, really important. Getting Google reviews and citations, which are mentions based on what we call NAP, so name, address, and phone number. Very important that it's consistent. So one of the things that we see is if your business is based on New Road, for example, and you put RD for road, you abbreviate it, you're better off typing it in full, so ROAD. And then when you appear in your citations, which point back to your Google My Business listing on your website, Google can look through automatically, and just determine that there's consistency in your NAP, your name, address, and phone number. So moving on to generally online lead generation, that's what we're all online as business owners to really do. Whether you're B2B, so business to business or business to consumer, you need to get fresh customers into your business in order to grow your business. If you run a small business, um, you probably already know the importance of online lead generation. I hear so many business owners saying that they only concentrate on one marketing method. So maybe that's word of mouth. Oh yeah, I get all my business through word of mouth. That is not a good plan because that could dry up. Certainly word of mouth is fantastic, but you really need to try other marketing methods as well. Surprised me how many business owners do not have websites. The idea is to get the is to own the list basically, and to get your prospects and customers onto your website, and then get the details there. So I really see very little resilience in just having a Facebook profile for a business and not nurturing the website as well. The website is one of the key things. It's one of the one things that you really truly own. I've known Facebook presences be shut down, Instagram, and it really is can be damaging if you've got all your data just on that platform. So really get it onto a customer relationship management tool, a CRM. Get it onto your website, get them off the social platform onto your website. Yes, still interact with them on social media, but definitely have that website as well, or collection of websites. So many small businesses were very much spread thin, and it's very difficult to work on your business and not in your business, and it's very difficult to not just slip into working very operationally rather than tactically and strategically as well. While small businesses are often not equipped with the resource to generate leads on their own, lead generation services can help them to locate their target audience and close deals quickly. Establish sales funnels. This is one of the things that Internet Marketing Platinum can really help with. So let's look at some of the best ways that small business owners can just generate leads. There's lots of ways of doing this. I would recommend LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I'm a big fan of organic SEO, big fan of obviously social media, email marketing, and telemarketing as well. So simply, a really simple process would be sign up to LinkedIn Sales Manager, develop some kind of idea of your customer persona, your ideal customer, find out who the key decision makers are in the business, call up the company. We're talking B2B now, business to business, and simply introduce yourself and that you're going to be sending some information by email. Get the email address and just start from there, and then put in your CRM, your customer relationship management tool, and then follow up in a few days. And then you're not going to sell on the first call. That is not the idea. You just want to establish that relationship, let them know, let that prospect know that you exist. It certainly helps if you're contacting businesses or you've got an idea of how they can help. So do your research, find out some key information about them by doing that research, and then document that in your CRM. And that is and then just keep up the effort. So do that every day, and or get somebody in your team to do that, whether that's a salesperson, a marketing person, and sales and marketing go hand in hand. So next up is brand awareness. Organic SEO is absolutely vital to develop online brand visibility, and many small business owners just don't know how to do it, don't know how to incorporate brand awareness building into their content. In this world of digital marketing, it's getting more and more competitive, and you've really got to think hard about how you're going to break through a market, how you're going to get market share. SEO is simply the process of getting your content to show up in search engine pages and get indexed. So if you're going to get your content to show up in search engine results pages, in SERPs, and get indexed, then you've got to have content in the first place. So you've got to have a content marketing strategy. You should avoid old-fashioned techniques like just stuffing posts with keywords. You've got to design content with the end user, with your target audience in mind. There are 4 types of search intent. I'll just discuss 2 of them, so we don't go outside the scope of this content. But informational and commercial, very important. And a lot of the time, your target audience will find you by just looking for answers to questions, and that might be informational searches. And then later on in the decision making, in the buyer journey, in the sales funnel, they may become their searches, their answers as the become educated, may become more commercial. So that's where the point of wanting to buy. Your customers can become your brand ambassadors. So when you get customers, it's very important to ask for reviews, ask for testimonials. Video testimonials are particularly important. So as we said earlier, when we talked about email marketing, setting up automation such as when you've done your first job for a customer, to ask for feedback in the form of a testimonial on Google, Trustpilot, Facebook, but also to ask for a video testimonial. That could be something that your client or customer just films themselves, or if you set up with some kind of regular content plan, regular video content plan from a company like ours, Internet Marketing Platinum, we can potentially go and film that customer giving you a testimonial. That testimonial, that customer will be a brand ambassador, and then when we were looking at promotional videos, we can include those video testimonials as part of your promotional videos, so we can cut away to those, which improves trust of your business. We can put case study videos, video case studies together as well, and we're building up a library of content for you, so we can pick and choose the most appropriate type of content for you, for your videos. Those videos can be peppered on social media, on your website, in your blog posts. Gone are the days where we just create one video for a client and it goes on your own page. We provide regular videos now. That's just the way it's gone. So lots of research out there to say that if you've got testimonials, with all other things considered, that your brand awareness will improve. The actual term brand awareness really refers to the state of mind of a typical customer or typical prospect, really, how your target audience is when they hear your name, what they think about your company. So, for example, if you just think of any brand that you know about, how does, a lot of the big brands, how are they differentiated? Think about how you think of the supermarkets: Asda versus Tesco versus Sainsbury's versus Lidl versus Aldi. What do you think when you think of Lidl? What do you think when you think of Asda? What do you think when you think of Tesco? Those are strong brands. Those are household brands. How are those strong brands differentiated in your mind from each other? How do they stand apart? And so you've got to think about how your customers and prospects think about your differentiate you when they're thinking about you and your competition. The thing is, as a small business owner, a lot of your prospects might not have heard of you, so they're not doing brand-based searches on Google. One of the things we look at in terms of organic SEO is how we can help to build brands. And when we see the monthly searches going up for a brand, we know that we're actually helping to build a brand. So all the organic SEO search volume, if your business name has got more search volume than it had last year, then it shows that a brand is being built. But initially, people are going to do generic searches such as business type, location. So they might look for cake makers in Barnsley, they might look for accountants in Wakefield, they might look for graphic designers in Manchester, they might look for recruitment consultants in London. and they won't be looking for your brand. Eventually, when you build a brand, people will find you by just typing your name. So brand awareness helps you to spread your message across multiple channels online, but also offline. So we're talking print, digital, social. It also allows you to introduce new products and services successfully to your existing customers. Now, when you're launching a new products or services, the best group of people in your audience to contact are your existing customers, because you're more likely to be able to sell to them because they already trust you, they're already a customer. So using email to communicate is an important strategy for small businesses. Using social media is important, organic SEO, brand building, Google My Business, video as a key component of content marketing strategy. Articles, written pieces on your website, blog posts, still very much important. Podcasts becoming more and more important. So if you're a thought leader in your industry, if you've got something to say, if you've got an opinion, then certainly starting a YouTube channel it can help, and starting a podcast as well. So just to close, we're just going to talk about customer relationship building, brand building, account management, not brand building. So customer relationship building, keeping customers, nurturing customers, upselling to customers, cross-selling, making sure that you're getting the highest maximum value per lifetime of that customer, reducing the chances of them going elsewhere, nurturing that customer. I talk to so many business owners where they just sign a customer up, get them onto a monthly retainer, then never contact them. We're talking about trying to contact your customers at least monthly. Keeping something fresh, certainly if they're on a monthly retainer, add something fresh every time. Don't just send out your dreary monthly reports. If you're in the service industry, then always let them know what's happening, what's fresh, what's innovative, something to pique the interest, to keep them interested in your products and or services. So customer relationship building. A multi-pronged approach to customer relationship building is pretty much essential for any SME, small business enterprise. It allows companies, small to medium enterprise, it allows companies to connect with their customers, to serve them better, to fulfill the needs, to resolve issues, provide resolutions. A piece of low-hanging fruit, shall we say a piece of low-hanging fruit of improving customer service is surveys, and you can do those through email marketing. So referring back to earlier in this piece, customer satisfaction surveys, you can do them through MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, Aweber. By providing valuable information, you can actually find out what your customers think about you, your business, your team, your services, your products. This encourages repeat business, increases retention rates. It can do if you do it regularly and properly. Obviously, the content of these surveys obviously matters. It's got to be relevant. It's got to be timely, and it's got to be on point. So here's a few ways to keep customers happy. Reward customer loyalty. One of the easiest ways to just keep in touch with customers. Just keep in touch with them. Show your customers that they really matter, that you're thinking about them, that you care about their lives, as well as not just the money that you're sending. Remember that you're adding value to your customers. It's a win-win situation. You're providing products and services which are hopefully providing them with a return on investment, whether that's through saved time or increased revenue or something that's just fit for purpose and fulfilling a purpose for their business. So you're adding value. So it's not a subordinate relationship. You're not an employee of your client. It's very much in a business-to-business relationship. It's a win-win situation. So just communicating with your customers on that level is very important. Find out what their pain points are. Are they too busy? Can you help them with putting systems and processes in place if that's what you do? Can you refer them to somebody else who can help them with that? What kind of sounds are they making when you call them? Listen. input that into your CRM. It's an easy way. It's easy to do this, and you can do this through social media. You'll notice a lot of customer service these days is done through social media. So when there's a missed package through Royal Mail, people are going on Twitter and saying, Royal Mail, where's my package? And Royal Mail are responding, for example. And yeah, so email marketing, very much part of this newsletter, this communication, this email communication. Make sure that you're just focusing on the number of social networks, social media profiles that you can cope with your capacity. Do respond to those comments, respond to them quickly, send thank you notes. When a customer leaves a Google review, Facebook review, Trustpilot, respond thanking them. If there's a negative review, then try to turn that around. If it's a legitimate one, if it's a legitimate negative review, and offer a very personalised experience. And all of these methods will go a long way towards building customer loyalty. This strategy, as part of your digital marketing strategy, will pay off handsomely over time. And a lot of this is cost effective. So remember, it's not just the money that you're paying for the platform. If you're doing it yourself, it is your time. So make sure you outsource if that's more applicable for your business. You're going to get that expertise. Very difficult as a small business owner, especially without a team. If you're trying to do everything, spin all these plates, do a lot of juggling, very, very difficult. So you've got to get a team, whether it's an outsourced team or you're setting on staff or you're using freelancers. So I'll just close by saying, if you haven't got a CRM software that you're using at the moment, and again, there's lots of CRM software solutions out there. It's a bit outside of the scope of I'm not going to recommend one here. Personally, we use Zoho CRM, use that for years. There's HubSpot, there's a free version, and then there's a relatively expensive upsell that they do, but it is extremely good at HubSpot. There's Salesforce again on the upper end, enterprise level. There's one-page CRM. There's lots of CRM solutions. So if you don't have a CRM, at least have an Excel spreadsheet where you're documenting interactions with customers, what stage are they at in the buying journey. And so, yeah, I would recommend a CRM. Sugar CRM is another one. By creating a database of customer information, and remember that you've got to make sure it's GDPR compliant. If you're in that area. So by creating that database of that customer information and those interactions, small businesses can better serve their customers and interact with them, and also attract new customers, turning prospects into customers, leads into customers. And this data will help them grow by showing very top-down, eye-level, management-level stats and graphs and charts and a sales pipeline, and then you can focus on your resources accordingly. This way you can make the most out of your small marketing budget. So and then you can predict what your customers are looking for and what you can offer them. So I hope you found this useful, and if you need any help, obviously contact us. Internet Marketing Platinum, here to help, here to offer advice, here to offer consulting, and take care.